There are 5 traps keeping you broke financially every month. 2 of them are sucking you dry, and 1 of them you need to get rid of today. And trust me, I'm going to help you overcome those traps so you can thrive financially. Let's dive into the conversation. The first trap that's keeping you stuck and broke is lifestyle creep. So you get a raise at your job, a bonus. You're working hard, earning more income, and then as you make more money, what happens? Your lifestyle increases. You go out to eat more with your friends. You buy more shoes, clothes, jewelry, perfume, games, gadgets. You take more vacations. And then you're wondering why you're struggling financially. Once you make more money, increase your income, what you need to do is not increase your lifestyle. I know it's hard, but if you keep doing that year after year, and you're wondering why you can't get ahead, you move forward financially, this is why. The lifestyle creep is a silent killer of your finances. It kills you silently because you don't even realize that what's happening. You don't realize what's going on because it's what you're used to doing. It's an old habit that's taking you down slowly but surely. Keep an eye out on your lifestyle creep. Once you get a raise or bonus, don't spend it. Try not to spend all of it. Spend some if you need to, but try not to. Keep doing what you've been doing, which is as your income goes up, so is your lifestyle. Keep your lifestyle low and keep making money. The second habit that's killing you financially, in my opinion, is car payments. Oh man, car payments are like the worst. In fact, this is the one that you need to get rid of today. I see it every year. People get a tax refund. I'm assuming they do because I'll see people driving around new cars around tax season, which just ended recently, and they'll have a car with a new tag on it or paper tag on it. I guarantee you, if I were to ask that person if they got a car with a tax refund, I bet they would say yes. And imagine doing that every single year. You get a refund from your taxes. You work hard for it. The government kept your money all year long. And then at the end of the year, they give you a refund. And what do? Squander it on a new car. A payment lasting 5, 7, 10 years, right? And I'm like, oh my goodness. Car payments are like the worst because once you drive the car off the lot, say a new car, the car goes down in value like a rock, about 10%, I believe. So if you sold that car, you can't get the same amount of money that you paid for the car. So that's not good. And if you have a car payment, say you had an accident, you got a car payment, maintenance, and insurance. Oh my goodness. So you spend the money on something that's taking money out of your pocket every month. And then it's going down in value, so you can't resell it for the price you're paying for the car. And people like to look good, smell good, and stay broke, apparently, because about 80% of people in America have debt. And one of those debts are car payments. So I recommend, if you can, pay cash for a car. I know I'm weird, but get you a paid-for car so you won't have to worry about car payments and insurance and maintenance. You just have maintenance and insurance, and that's it, and gas. But the whole point is, don't let a car payment destroy your financial life. Also, a lease is worse than the car payment because you're paying payments on it, you're paying for the basic depreciation of the value of the car, you're paying interest rate for the car, and at the end of your lease, you can't keep the car. You give it back to the dealership, and what are they going to do? They're going to lease it out again to someone else, just like you, and keeping them broke too. So don't finance a car, whether it be a car payment or lease, because it's keeping you stuck and busted and disgusted every month. The third thing you're doing with your finances is keeping you in the rut is a minimum payment. You got a credit card, or 2, or 3, or maybe 10. And what are you doing? Paying the minimum payments on it. When you do that, you stay in debt longer because you're paying the minimum payment. And say you got a payment of due of, say, $100, and you owe 10 grand. You will be in debt for the rest of your life, paying that amount of money every month. And people think it's so cool to have a credit score. Oh my goodness. Because when you borrow money and pay the minimum payments, you're basically you're increasing your credit score because you're paying the minimum payment. You're paying what's due. But the downside of that is, if you don't pay the balance in full, you're hit with an interest payment because you're paying interest on the balance that you didn't pay in full. Yeah, you're paying minimum payments on that amount, but on the back end of that thing, you're getting hit with interest, 20% or more. Now, you may pay a little amount of interest every month, but overall, you're paying a lot of interest. Don't pay the minimum. Pay the whole thing off. Get out of debt. I know I'm weird. I know I'm going to be weird. I want you to be weird too because I don't want you to be struggling. I want you to thrive. And paying the minimum payments ain't the play, y'all. It ain't the play, sis. It ain't the play, bruh. Pay the minimum if you want to and stay in debt forever. The fourth one you're struggling with that's keeping you broke is retail therapy, addiction. You and your boyfriend had a breakup recently. What do? Talk to your friends about what happened. The breakup. It's been like the third time, back and forth, off and on in the relationship. This last time, what do? You go shopping. You go spend. No, you don't. You need to be spending, but you spend to medicate. And then you go home, and then you get a credit card statement in the mail the next month, and you went around. Why you can't move ahead? Because you keep medicating your pain. When you and the boyfriend break up, you have bad day at work, or get into a disagreement with one of your friends, or whatever the case may be, you go and spend money, and you don't need to spend money. Stop spending money when you are having a difficult situation with life in general. Whether it be a boyfriend, friends, whatever. Don't spend. Because you are out of control, and then you got a bunch of stuff in your closet that you haven't even wore. You got stuff from tax season. You got stuff from your last therapy that you had. You went shopping, bought the red bottoms, the Coach bag, the Gucci belt, whatever, the Gucci shoes. You paying all this money, closet full of clothes that you ain't wearing, tags on them, and you're wondering why you can't move ahead. This is why. Because you're trying to medicate a problem with spending. And the problem is not spending. The problem is you need help. Get some help if you need help. Therapy to help you to work through this trauma in your life, whether it be financial trauma, relational trauma, whatever trauma that you may be experiencing now, it's going to continue if you don't take care of the problem. The symptom is spending, but the problem is you need to handle the problem deep down, which is the trauma that you are covering up with spending. Get some help. I know in our community we don't want to get help because we think we're crazy, but I tell you, I'm crazy, but I'm crazy with Jesus. So if you need Jesus, get him too, but get some financial help. Get a coach, get a therapist, help you with your personal finances, and help you with your trauma. And the last one that's keeping you stuck and interact with your finances is keeping up with appearances, comparison with other people. Say you grew up with some people who were the family that had the nice cars, nice house, taking vacations, taking trips, and your family wasn't. You didn't have a nice house, nice car, no vacations. My mom and dad had 7 kids, so we didn't do many vacations. We did, say, a drive to the next state or to a park or something, had family come over, friends come over. We had gadgets, games, but we didn't have the luxury lifestyle that some people may have had. But I'm just like you. You get caught in that trap of attempting to live a lifestyle that isn't reality. You wind up with a lot of debt, struggling, trying to keep up with the Joneses. And the Joneses broke too. You know that, right? Have appearances. I had met with a client years ago. He had about a 3-story house. I stayed home with the kids. They had like 3 children at the time, I believe. He had about 2 or 3 cars in the yard. And they were struggling. So don't let the facade of a nice house, nice car, vacations, jewelry, cars, clothes, a lot of friends, a lot of social media hype fool you about the truth. And the truth is, a lot of people are struggling financially. They don't look like they are, but they are. About 80% of people when it comes to debt, and about 78% of people are struggling financially overall. Don't be struggling and look like you're rich. Have a low lifestyle and build your wealth. Pay off your debt. Start saving for rainy days. Build a mega rainy day fund. Pay off your debt first. Have a mini rainy day fund of $500 to $1,500 in a savings account. When you pay off your debt, build it up to a mega rainy day fund of 3 to 9 months of living expenses. So 9 months would be a big chunk of change in case something happens. And then on top of that, start investing. If you can, stock market, I recommend mutual funds. You can do bonds if you want to. I don't recommend that, but you can do stocks, individual stocks if you want to. I don't recommend that either, but invest in something that you understand. Again, mutual funds are basically a pool of stocks that are invested in different companies. So you're diversifying. That means spreading your risk across different companies. That means if one goes up and one goes down, it kind of balances out, opposed to putting all your eggs in one basket. If your whole portfolio goes down, you sunk. If you all have it in one type of investment. But again, do mutual funds if you want to. You can do a business, start a business to invest in that. You can also invest in real estate if you want to, or even digital assets. So there are opportunities for you to grow your wealth. But you got to handle your finances. Keep this habit of these 5 traps keeping you broke. And if you want to continue to get value, watch the next video. I'll see you there.